Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with this Ottoman campaign. Now unfortunately I have to say that last video you will have to put completely out of your mind because I had a slight issue with the mod. It was crashing. Unfortunately it wasn't crashing on my turn, so it was crashing during the end turn when Austria did something. So I had to go back and redo a number of stuff. So last video, you will have to forget about that. Instead, what we have is the situation as follows. So up here on the Russian front, we have a combined force of the force that marched out of Kamenz, together with the new model army that went to protect Odessa. They have gathered here and are ready to cross the bridge over and attack at Kiev. We have Kutuzov bringing in an army to, I guess, stop them. There's also quite a few Russian full stacks. Since I moved my troops forward, we left this area very lightly guarded. I have the second or the third general I've recruited, which I've put in charge of this kind of force, which is just hastily put together as I saw troops coming closer. So we've got two forces. It's Michel Barclay and Afanasy Ivanovich Krasovsky. And he brings all that artillery we killed in last video. So he brings all of those to bear on this town. I am thinking that if he attacks, he'll probably bring in this as reinforcements, and there's no way these guys will stand against that. So rather than having this force annihilated, I would retreat it towards the bridge. And we would hold the bridge instead than try to defend this, because this would definitely be a losing fight. And then at the bridge wait for the reinforcements of Mehmed Ali, which I have moved all the way over from the Balkans. Oh yeah, I'm not entirely sure if I showed that. Part of me stopping the Austrians from doing whatever weird shit they're doing. Hopefully we have passed that hurdle, so they won't be crashing anymore. But I took back Croatia as trying to stop them, and that seemed to have worked. It was only an outer assault though, since there was only a few more or less bandits there. The Austrians have sent a small force here, but I doubt they will able to break through. Even if they do, I'm recruiting some light cavalry, and that will surely stop them. So there is where we're at today. Also, in the biggest scheme of things, I don't keep major track on what the other powers are doing. A little bit of what the French are doing, but not so much. But I did notice that it looks like the Spanish are launching a force to take back Majorca and those islands. And I think that's about it. I think I might have stricken some new trade deals. Yes, because Sweden declared war on me. Or no, what happened was, I don't know if I told you this, but France declared war on me. And so I went back one save, and in an effort to make friends with France, I declared war on all their enemies that I wasn't already at war with, and that included Sweden. So we switched trading with Sweden, and we switched to Denmark instead. But yeah, I think that's it. We're making about 4,000 a turn, and now the total, like all our armed forces, are focused over on the Russian front, and we have more or less nothing in the Balkans. Not that we need anything here, because France has of late steamrolled through the Austrians. They still hold Venice. They still hold the Hungarian plains, Lemberg and Transylvania, but I mean, really the only province here when even worth mentioning is Venice. And with that said, we're gonna end turn, see what the enemy does here. I think, though, I will actually go ahead and retreat. Oh yeah, I was a bit worried about retreating and still having this zone of reinforcement actually reach this area. Yes, very nice. Let's go ahead and end turn, shall we? And see what the enemy comes up with. The Russians attacked the Chemnitz region and asked us to surrender, and I did. I did not decide to fight. Agent detected, so we've got an enemy, a Russian spy in Sevastopol. We've got path blocked, technology advanced mass mobilization, which does, we've got another agent detected, something sounded like an Italian name. Where could he be then? I know that I had this farm burnt at some point. Where did that spy go? Damn it, I shouldn't have clicked that away. That was that guy. But where was the other one? I shouldn't have removed that. Not that it's that important. I have visual control, but we know that there's an army here. We know that Kutuzov is here. I think we'll send our spy to assassinate the one in Sevastopol. Then we have some troops. Yes! I've been able to get a new barracks in Constantinople. So I am able to recruit thieves, which I think are grenadiers. Yeah, they are grenadiers. It says grenadier there. So I'm recruiting grenadiers. So they've got not good morale. They've got 30, but it's better than our average. And they've got 22 accuracy, pretty good melee attack as well. So it's a pretty good unit. So I'm recruiting them, hoping to send them forwards towards the enemy. I should have, yes. I did recruit mass mobilization, which enables recruitment cost, inspirability, but also it gives us the ability to build the Harp Academy. Harp Academies. The Harp Academy. And with the Harp command, we can get some funny named units. We can't get the Sultan's Bodyguard. I think that's the next one. That's the Urdu Krunsi Kulkuli. When we get that, we get the Sultan's Guard, which should be here. There, Sultan's Guard. Are they any good? They are good. 50. Yeah, Sultan's Guard, but there's probably like you can only have one of them. But that's a good unit. That's like an actually good unit we could have. With that, I can see the Russians are trying to move around the position over here. So they could definitely try to move over here. So we're gonna block that. Then we got extra cavalry for this force up here. So it's got a lot of those Delhi guys. Now Odessa is kind of threatened by this guy, but he's because he's got lumbering around on the big Russian plain, and now he's not even on the roads, and he's lumbering around with all that cannon. He's not going to get that far, and if he goes there, we will have a point to intercept him. So that's not a big problem there. I think what we'll do for the battle today is we'll have Hursedi Amid go ahead and take on Kutuzov. But I noticed one thing, and that was that I noticed the Austrian Navy was setting out, and it looked like it was the entire Navy So I kind of want to scout a little bit. There they are. They have been spotted, and this is their full navy, comprising of then, 12 ships. Which we don't really have something similar to that. But I'm hoping that it's the fleet. I mean, if the Admiral ship is a 24-gun frigate. We have... I mean, we have these around 32 is kind of the mainstay. And then we have 2 of 64. I just want to go closer here. So we're ready to protect the trade navy. What I really want to do is, if these guys have 2 trade ships with them, that's definitely... But it's one of those things where if I dare to attack them and it goes badly and my fleet gets sunk, then I can't protect my trade navy. And if the trade navy goes down, then I lose quite a big income. Trade is about 7,000, and that would be severely diminished if the valuables of the spice coming out of Malta. So it's a gamble there, but maybe I should take it just to be bold. We kind of need bold moves, as I mean, the faction is pretty shit in terms of what units we have. With that said, and with all that introduction, and with all going through everything, it's time to actually go to battle, which most people are looking forward to. So, let's have Hursid Ahmed and his armed forces go against the legendary Kutuzov. So here is where we meet Kutuzov. We've got a forested area, kind of in the middle of the battle. We start kind of on a hill. We have the highest ground on the map over here, and then higher ground over here, and then we've got forest going through. Quite open spaces on this side, good for cavalry. The Russians do have high ground here, so we'll have to march up if we're gonna meet them. Most likely the engagement will be somewhere here. Just noticed some impassable terrain. And we would want to engage them on even ground. So I think maybe we'll hold position. And I think also that I will just hold the position which the AI has given me. The only thing I'll do is I'll place that with that guy. And it will reduce the canister if I put the defenses, and I don't think Kutuzov had that much artillery, so we'll keep it like that. The Russians have dug in, or a little bit, the Obligene, and there's Kutuzov himself. I don't know if they've... some of the generals they have changed around. Doesn't look like they've changed Kutuzov. Lots of cavalry and looks like some light infantry were taken out by the shots brought towards Kutuzov. And now those dragoons are moving. Second line should really hold fire. So the thing is, if I advance, then the Russian will advance to meet me. And then the fight will happen with me down here and they up on their hill. So the Russians already have an advantage in that their troops are a lot better than ours. So I don't want to give them any more advantages. What we could do is, seeing as though the Russian center is kind of here, or they're moving most of the troops around here, would be to move all the new model army troops, kind of switch to get more of them over on that side, and then get these spikes deployed somewhere here, maybe. Looks good. Some of the old troops, right, were able to place spikes. Yes, these two. So that they could move out, so we could have extra spikes there, and we can have some extra spikes over there. More Russian troops are revealed. So they're putting the we've got some Obligene, we also got light infantry, but as you see they are holding the high ground. I do have the advantage in cannon, so I can just sit here and pelt them. They have brought up their artillery. I'm gonna focus in my fire on them. The more and more Russian troops are turning up here on the hill. And now they're actually coming down the hill. You know what? I'm thinking new strategy. We do have high ground over here. We're not gonna probably be able to deploy all those spikes that I was planning to. This one we can. This one we can. And these troops in the center should fire at will. Fire at will. So placing the spikes, setting up the troops, having them move down, coming into the trap in this kind of area. And then see about... Oh, they're firing from concealed positions against my sappers. Sappers lose 7 men due to that fire. We'll have the sappers retreat. It's a small unit. Doesn't need to be on the front line. We have some Obligeni marching out there. And perfect target for my cavalry. There we have the new model infantry is opening up on the light infantry. And also we have, well, the entire lines are opening up now to fire upon the enemy. We've got a dragoon charge. What it looks like. Just forgot that I forgot to tell these guys to actually charge. Okay, they missed the new model infantry. They go straight onto the bomb and then onto the spikes. And that, coupled with the fact that they're completely under fire, means that they lose half the manpower and are forced to retreat. Still a bit worried about those Russian light infantry units. They're quite deadly. We have a bigger light infantry unit moving straight towards us. Not too happy with the fact that my lancers got stuck on the Obligene. But they lost less than 10 men and they are going to rout that unit. The Russians are getting crushed over here. And the Russians seems to be crushed over here. Let's have the cavalry move forward, something I missed. Let's have this one also move forward. Right, they have rode down the Obligene and just give them free rein. Looks like the enemy is going to attack kind of the exposed flank over here. So I'm just going to turn that so it's no longer exposed in the same way. Surprised that the Jaegers were able to move straight into this area right here with all that fire going on. And they were able to hold out for as long as they did. Tell the cannons to hold fire, pick new targets. Dragoons! Let's sandwich them with the cavalry units and then we just sweep through the rest of it. And I think here we're gonna be a little bit bold. We're gonna go closer and we're gonna get second line to come up right behind and shoot. Second line has actually lost surprisingly high amount of troops. Or at least this one. I hope they fire overhead More Russian troops are seen over here. How did my my cavalry failed their envelopment of the Russian dragoons. In one unit kind of left the other one to lose tons of men. I did order this one to attack, didn't I? So
Our men are running.
interesting how I moved forward in a bold move here, which is being, I mean, the Russians respond. I don't think we're gonna, I was hoping to bring both units and just sweep away all of this. This unit's getting trashed. Oh, one of my units there. It's probably got shot down by the Russian Jaegers. Let's go through the forest with the lances and stop that enemy. Or if it is the fact that we're shooting our own men, which seems more likely actually. Turn the lines. Cavalry got stuck in with the Russians. But going through the forest, I was hoping going downhill against what looked to be... Oh, they're shooting their allies in the back. Can I push through and get them? They actually gained morale as I tried to push through. We're gonna have to retreat the cavalry. Probably in disarray. Got massive dragoon attack going in over here. Can't form square, but I think their attack is too weak to actually do anything. Oh, there was another attack over here. Now you should get the Jaegers. Hopefully before they destroy this unit. Send them off. Where's the other one? It left the field. Great. Oh, they did not completely dissolve into disarray. But we were unable to do anything decisive on this side. I think the just the fighting is taking its toll on this side at least. So we can see the Russians are getting damaged quite a lot. And just continuing to fire onto the enemy over here, we're gonna have a similar situation, I hope, where we are able to break them down. It's a small unit of Jaegers. We'll ride them down. Oh, you made it all the way over here? Just ride through all of this. That coupled with the fighting, they have put Kutuzov right over there, in the middle of all of this. And with the morale boost and now a cavalry attack coming in, I don't think my cavalry will do too well, so I'll tell them to retreat. Lots of fire going down here. My cavalry unit was able to sweep this guy away. Go for the artillery. And then we're putting almost everything, all the artillery and so much fire to break down these guys. And with those guys break, we're gonna have these move up. These move over there, and then these two move into the forest. And now it's getting rid of these. And that one over there. Cavalry not really ready just yet. But if I send over my general, I can inspire them. Go behind the cannons to be sure. Can inspire them, and then they can charge, hopefully, straight through the Jaegers. We got rid of the cannons before the light unit over there gets back together. We strike it with the cavalry. And the guys over there are breaking apart. We're gonna see about
Our men are running, sir.
inspiring this one and then riding down all of that. We had... Who's running? Oh, it's these guys. They did not actually get to... Ah, there was a second unit hiding in the forest. They got my my troops over there. Right, inspiring the cavalry and having them ride straight onto the enemy light infantry. And the fact that my troops braved the charge and went through was enough to break that thin line of enemy light infantry. Artillery should hold fire, but they weren't able to get through to the second one. We got 3 new model infantry, put them up there. These 2 come in through the flank. Now these get to the hill. These guys move forward. Oh, there's 2 units over there. Right, let's keep it as it is and try to get rid of this one first. And once that one's gone, we can take the entire army and defeat these guys over here. And now these guys are gone. And I don't think they will rally. They've lost so many men. They lost 2/3 of their force. Now we will march to aid the troops over here, where it's actually not going that well. The 2 units in the forest are not doing too well. It's only a small Jaeger unit, but beyond that we have a larger one of musketmen. And right now this gun's gonna get flank fired, and I wonder if the Russians are planning on charging. Now this brigade needs to go. It needs to get out of dodge. We are sending in troops here. Oh, they opened fire on them. Let's reorganize in a smaller group over here. And then have these move like that. Given the fire that's coming down there, I need the general close by to make sure that this one holds. New model infantry. It's proving its worth. General is here, ready to support them and inspire them. And we got rid of them. All our cavalry, I just noticed, have left the field at this point. I think we'll just hold our position, push as much fire down upon the enemy as possible. Probably take out some of Kutuzov's bodyguard. And we'll see the enemy run. Surprised that this one still stands. Why are you guys not firing? I don't think this one's needed over here. Instead, we'll send that brigade to deal with these. That will put enough muskets towards the enemy that it will break this one. This one's already breaking. These bastards are coming back. I have all of these back here. Should put them up against the enemy. We do have the support of the general. Right, I was gonna charge.
Our general is under attack.
No longer needed because the enemy left the field. We can brave that hill and get closer. And I can see they're going towards the red, so they're not going to stand much longer. Last rally and inspire to be used on this unit down here, which is right on the Russians. As close as we're getting. Why are you shuffling around now? Keep up the fire. You would have broken them if they'd kept the fire. Maybe it was because I clicked on them. I don't know. Oh god, now they're breaking just because of that. Come on. It's the last unit on the field. Going against the Russians in melee though is suicide. Especially when you have such shit morale as my units have. Keep it up. Go after them. And I would say that's victory if it weren't for the fact that the enemy general still remains. I ordered my cannons to cease fire, and instead I'll have my general charge and send Kutuzov off. And there we have it, victory! And here we have the statistics. We lost 1,400 men out of our 4,000 men army. The enemy deployed 3,000 men, losing 2/3, with 2,300 men lost. 800 men remaining. Highest kills goes to the cavalry. But then some of the new model army units, which also get some chevrons as well. Or at least this one. So that's pretty good. And Kutuzov sent off, and not only that, we get the Battle of Kiev of November of 1806, where we win. We did lose a lot of manpower through that, and I'm not entirely sure if we want to take on these guys just yet. We have won, the enemy hasn't. We can pull back, we can get a little bit of reinforcements from this area. I probably need to upgrade the roads here, which gives better resupply. Because there is an advantage of not having too much. It doesn't actually, it just gives more units, it doesn't actually give more resupply. But there is an advantage sometimes of keeping low level roads, just because 8% is actually pretty good. Just because the enemy won't be able to move as fast. I wonder if they're gonna attack here. Most likely they are going to attack there. Right, with that said though, this will be it for this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.